Hope you're awake, Ernie. Able to hang in here.
Stay away from the players. 30 seconds to go in the half. Kenny Smith wheeling on Pete Myers. Behind the back, down the lane, rejected inside, and out comes New York. Jackson 3-on-1 for Pete Myers, who didn't dunk it. 17.8 to go.
Patrick Ewing coming off the 6-block big second half effort by him last night in Boston. Sent Kenny Smith away unhappy after Smith executed some beautiful moves preceding that shot attempt.
The three-pointer by Kenny Smith was way off.
That's the end of the first half.
As the
creators of Maxim 3000i, the world's smallest, most affordable autofocus SLR. Danny Ainge getting it to Greg Kite.
Yeah, he remembers this from the Celtic days. Watch the give and go, pick and roll, and Kite will show his stuff. Good pass from Ainge.
Now, the next play, Gerald Wilkins will pick Kenny Smith's pocket and start things off.
And that's not easy to do. With his feline quickness, he got fancy there. Good play by Jackson, creating a turnover. Gerald with the ball. He will look up Coke and find the Oak man, who's very benevolent. He gives it back to Gerald for the Statue of Liberty. Nasty, sassy stuff.
A little bit of French pastry on that one. Now, Oakley with the steal, and he's the recipient of a pass from Strickland.
Yeah, the Oak man ubiquitous here. He's all over the place. Watch this. Coming up with the strip on Smith. So Charles ambles down the court, wondering if he wants to lay it up and stuff it. Oh, I'll stuff it, he says. So outstanding play by Oakley, igniting the Knicks.
The lumbering giant, it looked as though he couldn't get off the ground and just had to put it home. But, you know, Oakley, in much of the first half, was looking for the pass and looking to lay the body on someone instead of looking for the shot. Should he be looking to go in the hoop more?
I think so, because
you can have you send it in and not get excited. That one would get you out of the seat.
Ooh. Michigan State down by 5. Minute 25 to go.
There's a 1-3-1 by pointed out. One of the tremendous factors favoring the Knicks is a surprisingly high free throw shooting percentage. Patrick Ewing missing the only free throw attempt by the Knicks in the first half.
Knicks foul charge to Charles Oakley.
And quickly a foul against the Knicks, Charles Oakley. Third foul against Oak. The Knicks started off with their starting lineup, and Sacramento does the same. McRae nails it. 53-46.
Rodney, a late starter offensively. He only took 3 shots in the first half when he played 20 minutes.
Jackson tried the alley-oop for Ewing. Greg Kite is there to defend against it going in.
Oh, this is where McRae excels, and Kenny Smith read his motion beautifully.
Not a good-looking start for the Knicks. 53-48. The Kings have sculpted the lead down to 5. Sacramento is absolutely woeful on the road, winning only 2 of 19 road games so far this season. Gerald Wilkins.
Ainge got a piece of it.
McRae for Danny Ainge. And he couldn't run fast enough to catch that one.
Aaron's pass by Rodney McRae, who is an excellent passer. In fact, Rodney McRae averages a flat 4 assists a game, which is a big number for a frontline player.
Johnny Newman all the way.
Johnny Newman.
55-48. Newman with 12. Rodney McRae builds it up again.
That was Rodney McRae.
Rodney, where have you been?
Lead 55-50.
20 minutes, 3 shots. He made 2 of them. He's hot now.
Mark Jackson guarded by Smith. Newman wide open.
Good look back by Jackson.
Johnny Newman.
Smith throws it away. The race for the ball. Wilkins beats Kite. Good hustle by Kite. And Sacramento, because Wilkins touched it, gets it back. And the 24-second clock expires because they never got off a shot. Back comes New York. guarded by Tisdale. It's Jackson guarded by Ainge. Kite is on Ewing. Patrick from outside the free throw line. Tisdale short on the follow. Makes sure of it.
Tisdale makes his money, has his career set by the action he creates around that basket. He is tough.
Tisdale shooting only 4 for 10 for the floor.
20-second timeout.
But he does he's right up there, too.
Well, Dick Motta enjoyed a championship season with the Bullets in 1978.
That was the year the Fat Lady sang.
And the man has gone through the ups and downs of coaching. And by those number of games he's been involved in, you can see the man has been around. And he gets respect. He's the kind of person that no one's going to goof around with. When he talks, they listen.
Johnny Newman is fouled. Went down hard. Looks like he's all right.
His second and the team's first.
Ainge has called for his second foul. And Johnny Newman will inbound. Gerald Wilkins, and it's picked off. Ainge started it. McRae finally grabbed it.
Gerald did not protect the ball.
Kenny Smith pulls up from 20.
The Knicks are playing, Al, with their bodies hard, but they're not playing with their minds.
And Patrick Ewing has it taken away. Here's Rodney McRae again for Kenny Smith. And the Knicks lead is down to 1. What was once a 12-point Knicks lead back in the first half has been shaved away. And a timeout is called. Stu Jackson doesn't like what he sees.
Back into this game, not due to their level of excellent play, more the Knicks coughing the ball up. They've had 3 turnovers here in the first 4 minutes of the third quarter, and the Kings are coming down and making the most of the opportunities that are being handed to them. Patrick Ewing puts the ball on the floor here, bangs into Kite and loses it. And the Kings explode up court once again.
That was one bad sequence, and the Knicks lead is down to 1. Mark Jackson from way outside. And the lead is 3. Jackson with 6 points. And the Knicks have been shut out with fast break points here in the third. Guarded by Newman as Tisdale is picked up by Ewing. And the Knicks get the turnover.
Danny Ainge looking at the official as he runs up court and looking at his forearms as if to say, see the blood pouring out, I'm getting killed. Give me a break.
I heard that slap from over here. Trent Tucker got him pretty good, and the referee was standing right there.
Now Patrick Ewing on an exchange with Danny Ainge underneath as Ainge was trying to stay with his man, creamed Ainge.
Well, it's been said, these are the best of times, these are the worst of times. How great it is to be a head coach in the NBA at such a young age, but how awful it is to be going through a streak like this as the Knicks try to find themselves. Oakley out for Jackson, 6:50 to go in the third quarter. Ewing, desperate to begin his domination of Greg Kite, which we expected to see but haven't seen.
You know, Kite comes in with a past, and the past is physical play. But he also comes in minus about 25 pounds, according to my eyes, and he's paying a price. Ewing is just handling him easily.
Oakley just dropped it and then couldn't pick it up again. Ainge for Tisdale. And Wayman's shooting woes continue. Tisdale is now 4 for 12 from the floor.
Ainge is adding a dimension to his team that we weren't used to seeing when he was a member of the Celtics. With the Celtics, he was basically a shooter. Here, he's looking to pass the ball quite often, and he's doing it very nicely.
You look at the Kings scoring differential with Kite. They've outscored the Knicks by 4. They're down by 7 against the Knicks when Sampson is in.
Well, that is electronic wizardry.
Ewing, and Kite was there again. Whether Ewing lost it or Kite stopped him, Kite was right there. And Tisdale on the finger roll.
Nicely avoiding the offensive foul. And then Oakley on the inbounds throws it away.
Here's Kenny Smith for McRae. And the Sacramento Kings have the lead. And the fans echo their sentiment at this particular point. Ewing wanted the ball and got it, and the foul is called against Kite. That'll be his third.
Sacramento foul charged to Greg Kite.
Just saying there were probably many a day when Danny Ainge was in one of these bad Sacramento streaks and said, oh, I wish I was back in Boston.
Talked to him before the game about that, and he indicated he's very happy out in Sacramento. A lot of trade rumors about him going to the Clippers or to Atlanta, who is desperate for an outside shooter. Patrick Ewing loses his balance, backs in, and still hits the hook shot. What a tough shot.
Actually bounced off the body of Greg Kite as he battled his way to get position. Knicks back with a 1-point lead. Ainge on the stutter step fake for Tisdale. Trent Tucker with the rebound. It is Tucker and Strickland now at the guards. Eddie Lee Wilkins up front with Patrick Ewing, and Johnny Newman also up front with them. Ewing, and the pass is stopped by Kite.
Nice play by Greg Kite.
Kenny Smith wide open. He'll take it. Ainge gets the offensive rebound, his third of the game. Rod Strickland with some fancy dribbling, and Eddie Lee Wilkins.
Well, it's all gone flat for the Knicks, and they must begin to get it back with ball movement, good passing, and shot selection, and they have not done it.
Strickland on Smith, outside for Ainge, guarded by Tucker. Ainge forced one up as the 24-second clock expired. Ainge wanted the foul. He will not get it as Stu Jackson sends out Pete Myers and Mark Jackson.
Dick Mott is more than pleased with the effort his team is putting forth.
Rod Strickland is going out, and as Mark Jackson stuck out his hand to say just that usual casual slap me five, Rod Strickland did not offer his hand. He could not believe he was coming out. He was not happy.
Just kicks the towel and walks off the court. Very unhappy. So rare to see emotion from him.
Mark Jackson. The Knicks lead 65.
Mark Jackson off the bench to hit that one to give the Knicks a 3-point lead.
Timeout, Sacramento.
And with the timeout, Rod Strickland walks about as far away from the huddle
Substituted for.
Rod Strickland scoring in only single digits 4 of the last 5 games, and really didn't think he was out on the floor anywhere near long enough. Stu Jackson pulling in for Mark Jackson.
Well, Greg Kite had the inside position. It was an easy basket for him. No one got in his way. Patrick Ewing just let it happen.
Greg Kite has matched his season-high output of 10 points. Who would have thought he would do it against Patrick Ewing? 3-point Knick lead. Pete Myers out there for the Knicks along with Trent Tucker and Eddie Lee Wilkins. Jackson and Ewing are the only 2 starters out there. Wilkins on the steal, and Tucker just falls down. Well, if that doesn't symbolize the Knicks' effort in this game. And Tisdale with the tip-in to bring the Kings within 1 again.
Yes, Kenny Smith rather handed the ball up to the Knicks, and they still couldn't make anything out of it. All kinds of bad signs as the Knicks now are really down there quality-wise.
You know, you can say, well, maybe they just weren't up for playing a team as bad as Sacramento, but after you've had the January the Knicks have had, you better be up to play anybody.
I think they're playing hard, Al. They're just not playing well.
2 minutes.
Ainge rejected by Ewing. That's the kind of play that can get a team going. Jackson, all the way.
Nice get back by Pete Myers. That was lovely.
Lead 69-66.
And Greg Butler getting set to come in for the Knicks. Tisdale, 3 on the 24, is fouled by Eddie Lee Wilkins. And Greg Butler, who has been a DNP the last 2 games, checks in. But the fans react again.
This could be a brilliant stroke by Stu Jackson in getting the crowd out for the Knicks by putting Greg Butler in, you know.
Patrick Ewing doesn't look too thrilled.
Well, Patrick has been fighting the flu. He needs rest periods throughout a game.
With Eddie Lee Wilkins. And how's this for a lineup? Greg Butler, Trent Tucker, Eddie Lee Wilkins, Mark Jackson, and Pete Myers. In the third quarter with the Knicks involved in a 1-point ball game.
There was a foul call before that shot by Mark Jackson, who posted up his buddy Kenny Smith. Smith guilty of a foul, pushing.
And Henry Turner, who played 7 minutes in the first half,
Number 4, Henry Turner, is back in for the Kings, replacing
gives Rodney McRae a rest. Here's Butler for Tucker. The crowd reacts with every touch of the ball by Greg Butler. Tucker off balance, doesn't get the roll, and it'll be Sacramento ball. The Knicks were 19-point winners against Sacramento. That was back in the month of November at Arco Arena. Patrick Ewing had 32 points in that game. Ralph Sampson guarded. Greg Butler taking a step or a page out of the Kenny Walker defensive handbook. Aimed from long range. It's a 2-pointer.
Wayman Tisdale, after that game in Sacramento, said, "We're going nowhere until we get a big man." Things haven't changed since then, and they are going
nowhere.
But they're going somewhere tonight.
35 seconds to go in the third quarter. Tisdale tried an over-the-shoulder pass. And Ames and Sampson recover it.
Pete Myers didn't let it happen. Solid defense by him. But Kenny Smith bombs one.
His big toe must have been on the line. That was a 2-pointer by a matter of an inch or so. And the Sacramento Kings have a 3-point lead. At the half, the Knicks led it 53-44. Interesting thought. Who might take the last-second shot with this lineup on the floor? It'll be Mark Jackson, but he leaves 7.2 seconds left for the Kings to play with.
Gorgeous move by Jackson.
Turner heaves it up. And that'll end the third quarter.
Play tonight, considering what's expected of them and the level they're capable of, there will not be happy coaches or players. Knicks have 1 quarter to work this mystery out.
Ewing misses on the jump hook. Knicks will retain. The Knicks did not go to the free throw line in the third quarter. That is an amazing stat, and the turnovers were equally bad for the Knicks. 10 in the third quarter to Sacramento's 5.
So through 3 quarters, the Knicks are at 20 turnovers.
Ewing wants it again on Sampson. It'll count. And that will put the Knicks back in front.
Kings foul charged around Sampson. That's his 4th.
Strong move by Patrick Ewing. No double team. So he takes care of everything with a nice move.
That's at the point where the Knicks have to say, okay, we've had a bad night. We better find a way to survive in this game, because losing will be an awful lot worse than going to the locker room knowing that you just played bad.
Well, to a team that's 2-17 on the road, losing is unacceptable to the Knicks.
A lot of talking by the Knicks on defense. Sampson wide open and hits.
Well, Patrick Ewing forgot about him, and you can see why. Sampson has never shown this year that he can hit shots from outside, but he's surprised Patrick Ewing.
Well, if you're going to get beaten by Greg Kite, why should you be surprised that Sampson joins in too? Trent Tucker's shooting touch is nowhere to be seen over the last few games. His three-point shooting is 2 for 16 over the last 8 games. Tisdale guarded by Oakley again. They've been very physical with each other. And Oakley draws the foul.
For the Kings, number 22, Rodney McRae is
There was no foul?
replacing Henry
Just
Turner.
lost the ball, Al. Oakley played solid defense, moved those feet, and Tisdale just coughed it up.
5 free throws taken by both teams in this half. Pete Myers. He's been shooting less than 40% in his recent stretch of playing time. Missing there, and back comes Rodney McRae. Looking like Julius Erving with the finger roll down the lane.
Ewing was hoping the ball was going to come back to him after he gave it up, but Myers took the long shot.
Talking about free throws for the Knicks, that's where they got 19 of their first half points.
Knicks playing like strangers on offense. They must get ball movement around the perimeter and then back and then in. They're settling for less, it seems, every time.
McRae guarded by Myers, who stays with him tight. 8 on the 24. Ralph Sampson with a cannon from three-point range with 7 seconds left in the 24-second clock. Well, the guy makes one shot, John, and right away he's shooting from everywhere. Jackson on the pass-off is fouled.
Patrick Ewing has given evidence that he can do what he wants with Ralph Sampson. The Knicks must recognize that and get the ball to him.
Well, Sampson's sluggish movement on defense is one of the reasons why he has 5 quick personal fouls in very few minutes on the floor.
Trent Tucker take Ainge away from Ewing to let him operate, and that's what can happen. The Knicks have done it many times this year. That is, ride the back of Patrick Ewing to victory. They might as well start now.
Greg Kite has 3 personal fouls as Sampson sits with his 5. And I noticed that Mark Jackson and Patrick Ewing seem to have borrowed that unique high 5, roll your arms to the side of your body from the LA Lakers.
After the Lakers' impact here, it wouldn't hurt copying anything.
Pick up a few more of their habits.
But they lost to the Clippers the other day.
Big.
With Magic Johnson in the lineup.
It's almost 20 points, wasn't it? Ewing inside for Oakley. Nice feed from Ewing. Oakley has 12 points. Johnny Newman's on the bench with 14. Patrick Ewing has 25. And here's Wayman Tisdale, who has 21 on 7 of 15 shooting. He's been much better in the second half. Kenny Smith for 2. And Oakley's there for the big rebound. Rifles it up. Pete Myers looked like a tight end. Fans didn't like that shot selection. Knicks lead it by 1, 79-78. Approaching 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Ainge uses the kite pick. Tisdale. Big rebound by McRae is fouled, and it drops.
Great timing shown by McRae. Pete Myers can jump. He's just about as tall as McRae, but Rodney soared and then waited out so he could get that shot up.
Pete Myers is pulled by Stu Jackson. Johnny Newman back in. And Rodney McRae quite clearly has been the second half factor for Sacramento. Sacramento comes up with a loose ball. McRae for Ainge. And a foul is called on Trent Tucker. back in. Tucker will go. And Gerald was a third-quarter demon last night at Boston, finishing with 18 points. Greg Kite will be called for the loose ball foul. And a technical foul is called on Charles. 81-79. There have been many a weak team in the NBA who has come to the Garden this season and looked better than their record.
Ewing scores tied at 81.
And the Kings, who had only 2 offensive
But I have seen Woody Allen here.
big for 11 from the floor. So he has upped that shooting percentage dramatically here in the second half. So the Kings have the lead again by 1. Back in the first half, the Knicks had a 12-point lead, led by 9 at the half. Ewing, good slithering move inside.
The Knicks take the lead, 83-82.
That's not the Greg Kite I remember. He just gives ground now.
Kite's out there with 4 personal fouls. Oh, heck of a move attempted by Kenny Smith. Outlet pass just is grabbed by Jackson. Under Kite, out for Wilkins. I think Gerald in that stretch across the floor was guarded for an instant by every member of the Kings.
Well, they stopped him.
Well, Kite's getting physical with Ewing again. And Patrick on the running hook now has 31.